Hello, Darren. Welcome to Living Care Company. I'm Luca, the owner and founder of Living Care Company. Would you mind introducing yourself, Darren?
Good morning, Luca. I'm Darren O'Connell. I'm the Director of Absolute Mobility, and we are the accessible bathing specialists that are passionate about supporting people to remain independent in their home.
Brilliant. Yeah, because we love to talk to other companies and services about what they can do to especially support people remaining at home. And tell us about Absolute Mobility, your company. How did it begin? Where are you based? Things like that.
But Absolute Mobility started its journey in 2009. We've actually just celebrated our 15th year anniversary last week on the 3rd of February. And it started for myself. I worked for a previous company within the industry who were a family friend, and I was with them for a period of 5 years. Very much enjoyed working for them and being out in the field and meeting different people every day and coming up with a solution to their problem, which is having a safe bathing environment in their house. Or in some cases, they needed support with carers coming in and having the right facilities in place to support the needs of the customer and the needs of the care support coming in the property also. And following a 5 year period for the previous company, they decided to close the company down and move to New Zealand, of all places, which left myself without a job and the other members of staff, including their installation teams. So I had a little think of, well, I actually quite enjoyed doing this, and I feel I could have a good go at setting up a company myself, and took on a few of their fitters following a conversation with them. And within a matter of a few months, I was up and running with a laptop and a mobile phone in my 2-bedroom flat in Maidenhead at the time, 15 years ago. And over a period of 15 years, we've grown the company to have a very good team with a good level of fitters on board that cover all different areas from the Midlands down to the south of the UK.
Did that previous company focus on mobility bathrooms, or was that your idea from having gone out to see clients and seeing where the demand was in the market, or at least where there was a shortage?
So the previous company did specialise in mobility bathrooms also. So it took some time to get a good understanding of the products and also a good understanding of the requirements around the needs of the products as well. And yeah, it's a market that I'm very passionate about because I think what we do is amazing. Really, it's amazing to find a solution to someone's problem.
Tell me about the sort of clients you see. It must be very varied, from younger people who might have had spinal injuries to older people with balance problems and dementia and whatnot. But just give us an idea of the typical sort of people that you help with your service.
Well, there's a very varied range of people that we help and support from all age groups. I mean, we worked with, in some cases, with children um, and young adults that have either been born with a severe chronic illness or condition, and also people that may have suffered from an injury, whether it be from a road traffic accident, which includes brain injuries and effective loss of limbs, etc. So we're working with a broad range of people to adapt. They've got to adapt to that new life, haven't they? In some cases, if it, following an injury. So for us, being able to go in and show empathy, not just to the person we're supporting, but also to the family members as well, we've really got to make sure that we have good, honest and open conversations and show that we're wanting to support them in that difficult time and find a solution that will help them adapt to that, not just the lifestyle, but also in around the home as well.
So in a way, do you start off by asking about the mobility and the capacity of the end user, of the person that's going to need to use the bathroom?
So firstly, yes, we will discuss what the mobility related requirements are. And that would also include if there's going to be a requirement to have support, there may be hoists that would be a requirement and other equipment that's got to be used within the home, and having an understanding of that varied equipment and the space that's required to use that equipment. Because a lot of the times we're looking at widening doorways for wheelchair access or for hoists, or if you're installing a ceiling track hoist, again, you've got to make allowances for the journey from where that's going to be, that the individual is going to be hoisted from and into the bathroom. So there's a lot of in-depth questions that need to be discussed with the people that are involved to make sure that we're recommending the right equipment. And in some cases, it may not be equipment that we provide, but we work closely with a lot of other companies that provide different equipment. So, and we'll bring them in as well. So we'll make suggestions or even do introductions to other companies that to support with the supply and installation of that equipment also.
Yeah, it's really interesting because obviously the bathroom you deliver, you want to make sure that it does meet the needs of the person
Yeah.
requiring it. What are the most common problems you come across, Darren, when you're going out to visit a client and looking to help them with mobility bathroom?
The most common things, if we're going to meet with someone that's maybe it's more aid-related issues, it may be someone that's just struggling to get in and out of their existing bath. So they're just looking for a simple product that would make them feel safer. And it could be something as simple as a bath lift, a battery-operated bath lift that they can just have placed in their bath. And with the push of the button, it will lower them down and bring them up again. But there's also much more longer-term solutions, which would be like a level access shower tray or a wet room environment. So depending on what they're trying to achieve, if they're looking for something for the now, we'll have discussions of products that will suit the now, but we'll also have discussions about solutions that are more longer term if they're not wanting to adapt it later on. If we're meeting with someone that has a condition that's going to be progressive, so it could be neurological, like motor neuron disease and other examples, then again, there's a much more in-depth conversation about the specification of the works that we've got to do, because you're trying to find a solution to what the requirements are now, but those needs are going to change, as time goes on. So ultimately, you want a solution that's going to be not just right for now, but for the requirements as a condition deteriorates, unfortunately.
Really interesting. Do you often work with the family of the person requiring the support, or can you sometimes work with case managers or the OT that represents that person?
Yeah. We'd always like to have family members involved, and that could be a son or daughter, or it could be for our younger clients, it could be that their parents or that would be involved. But when it's quite a severe condition, we would always like to have an occupational therapist involved, because the occupational therapist, more so when they're also trained specifically in the condition and the requirements specification for that individual, it's good to have their input, because that OT will carry out the full assessment of the needs and then provide a report which we can then work to. And with case managers, again, case managers is something we work with in a lot of cases when it's been an injury claim. The case managers, again, will work alongside the OT, and then we'll work together as a team. And I think that's something, working as a team is quite important, because we've all got different ideas and different inputs and that. So we need to make sure that we're discussing different options. And it may be that I've got an idea that the OT hadn't thought about. The OT have got an idea that I hadn't thought about, or a particular piece of equipment that's recently come to the market that I wasn't aware of. It's always good to have, good open conversations.
Thank you. Darren, can you tell me about the sort of products that are available on the market to assist those with mobility problems in the bathroom?
Yeah. So within the range of baths, there's a large range of walk-in baths, from your standard full-length walk-in bath, which will just have a door at either end, with it being a left or right-handed option. And they're generally aimed at people that are just wanted to still facilitate having a bath, but just struggle to get over the side. So they'll just use the door for easier access. And then those baths are also available with lifting seats as well, where the end user might also require additional support to get down and up again. So they'll get in through the door, sit on a lifting seat, press a button that will lower them down. And once they finish bathing, press a button to get them up again. Once the water's drained out, they can then open the door and step out. And there's also the tub style baths as well. The tub style baths are more so the shorter length baths, generally about 4 feet in length, and they're more designed for people that still want that facility to bathe, but more comfortable in a seated position. They can again enter through the door, shut the door, and have a seated bathing position. But they could also, on the day that they may not want to bathe, they can also have a shower as well.
Yep, I see.
So they're the sort of two variations of walk-in baths, and within our range, we have quite a few of different permutations and variations of the baths, which generally we would discuss with the customers, because you got to look at, again, the space that we've got to work with. And if it's a family environment where there might be multiple users, then we might recommend maybe a P-shaped bath, because it's more suitable for standing and showering as well, and you can have a glass screen fitted with it. And walk-in baths would be more so, again, for people that want to bathe, but we'd always discuss the options of showers as well. So with the showers, again, there's so many different configurations of showers, different sizes of trays, different levels of threshold, from anything from the maximum we would go to would be about 4 inches step height. So for someone that can still manage that step into a shower, they're not requiring wheelchair access. That they'll be fine with that. We then go down to a low level shower tray, which might be an inch and a half in height, for people that just want that minimal step. And then there's the level access or wet room variations, which are the ultimate option that we can kind of offer for people that are future proofing and trying to cater for needs further in the future should steps become a trip hazard or a problem. With shower screens, again, there's many different options available, from glass enclosures, folding screens and sliding screens, which again, when we see the bathroom, we can sometimes obviously have to look at what will fit within the space, because sometimes windows can present a problem. You can't have a fully enclosed shower when you've got a window at one end of the room. So we'll go through what not what just will fit with the room, but also make recommendations on what will be best suited to the individual needs of the customer.
And what sort of toilets and potentially bidets are available these days for those with mobility disabilities?
So comfort height toilets we find are very popular these days, because you can now purchase a standard looking close coupled toilet that's comfort height, and installed to the eye, it looks like a normal toilet. Historically, there may have been a requirement to install a pin underneath the toilet. So,
Yep.
or you have these frames that go around the toilet with additional raised seats, which don't really look very aesthetically pleasing. And then there's also the wash and dry toilets. We work closely with Bosomat and Gebret, who have some fantastic products available. And they've also been around for many years now, but they're designed for the full sort of wash and dry experience at the press of a button. So once someone's finished their toileting, they can flush the toilet with their elbow with an elbow pad, and it will go through that full wash and dry cycle. So there's no need to use toilet paper. And also for people that find that difficult, it's a very good product, and also provides that independent experience that, for something that we all take advantage of, being able to go to the toilet.
What sort of feedback do you get from customers that have been struggling maybe for months or quite a long time or years with inappropriate bathroom that doesn't really suit their needs? What do they say to you once the work's been done? What's the typical feedback you might get?
Quite often we get some fantastic letters from our customers, and really what a lot of them do say is what a life-changing experience it's given them, because it's given them back that independence, or how we've adapted their bathroom has enabled a family member to provide their loved one that support within the bathroom. Having to lift someone out of the bath or having to support someone with weight is always quite a hard thing to do, because it can put strain on your back and other areas of the body. So I think it's fantastic that we get that feedback from these customers that say, what you've done has enabled me to stay in my home, either remain independent or be supported by also carers coming in, because obviously that's the other thing, that's we're also supporting the needs of the people who require care support, and having the right product in place. For example, half height shower doors have enabled the carer to come in and support the individual there with their showering and stay dry. So, the feedback we've had hasn't just been from the customer, but it's also been from family members and even from the carers that have been supporting the client before this adaptation was completed. And it's been a life-changing experience for them also, because they're able to come in and do what they need to do effectively and with ease.
Yeah. Now, as you said before, we take for granted being able to easily wash and bathe and whatnot. So to be able to do that without the worry of falling and to be able to do it independently must be amazing. Darren, what would be the differences between yourself as a service and a company and a general builder who can put bathrooms in? What is the difference?
Yeah. I think the big difference is that we will have empathy for the customer based on their current circumstance and condition. We would also know the questions and what conversations to have with the customer, make sure that how we adapt their bathroom is going to be around their individual requirements. And, there's many fantastic builders out there that will do a great job and they will do a really nice finish to the bathroom. But it's all those little touches, even down to the position of a shower unit. If someone's going to be having a seated shower, we would have discussions with the customer to make sure that shower's positioned if they wanted to have a seated shower, or even down to positioning of grab rails, because they're very, very important, because the customer's going to need a grab rail in a specific position. And I don't believe builders would be familiar or aware to have those types of conversations.
Yeah. They're not dealing with those mobility needs every day of the week, are they? Whereas you are.
Yeah. And even down to the products, there's specific products that we use and relationships we have with suppliers out there. So we are using shower trays that are designed to take shower seats. They're strengthened. They've got anti-slip surfaces built within them. And again, I don't know if a builder would maybe use a more generic shower tray, which doesn't cater for those kind of requirements. So I think the very important part of it is it's that conversation at the early stages before you even start the adaptation. It's those the conversations that you're having, which ultimately give us the specification of the equipment we're supplying, and the positioning of where the equipment is placed within the rooms, where the builder wouldn't maybe
necessarily know what questions to ask, would they?
Yeah. And also another benefit of dealing with someone like myself is that we're already aware that our client base are going through a difficult time through having a chronic illness or condition. They want minimal disruption. They want it to be a pleasant experience. So for us, again, that's where my guys are trained. So everything is fine tuned from before we start the installation, all of the materials that we get in and check, so that if we're starting a job that's going to be a 2-week installation, we're making sure that everything happens as it should do, so we can deliver that finished project on time and without delay. And sometimes you might have a day or two that the job will run over for unforeseen works or a couple of little issues. But, if we're starting a job and it's 2 weeks, generally we're finished in that timescale. So if the client has to find alternative accommodation whilst the work's being carried out, they'll book that accommodation prior to the work's being done, but there's an expectation that they want to be back in their home at the agreed time when they're meant to be back in their property. So we've got to deliver on that as well. That will also include because my installation teams will do the full project from start to finish. So we don't have someone that comes in to do the rip out process, someone that does the first fix.
You keep it all in-house and don't
Yeah,
subcontracts, yeah.
it's all in-house and, a team of people doing everything from start to finish rather than having multi-trade people coming in, which generally it's harder to coordinate and to deliver that timescale.
Definitely keeping stress to a minimum must be very, very important
Yeah.
with those sort of
Yeah.
care needs.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Darren, what other services do you offer other than bathroom refitting?
So we also offer small projects which include building work. So it might include widening a doorway for wheelchair access, and also larger scale works which might be converting a room that wasn't a bathroom into a bathroom or shower room, which
Yeah.
tends to be a building work involved, taking down walls. And within that, there will also be sometimes a requirement where someone might need a ramp uh, to access the property as well. And again, we work with other companies that can help support ramps and stair lifts, through the floor lifts and other products, which we don't necessarily supply and fit ourselves, but we have close relationships with, the very professional companies that can facilitate those needs and products if required. And it's good if you've got an individual that is looking for pretty much a one-stop shop. I don't think it's feasible for one company to specialize in all different areas. So it's good to have relationships with other people, just like including yourself. If we've got someone that has a requirement for care support coming in, this is why we have these partnerships and relationships with other companies, so we can help support that customer's needs.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Darren, tell me a bit about your aftercare service. If the client have any questions, or if they need further advice, or if something might go wrong, how do you approach that?
Yeah, so the aftercare service, we have some fantastic ladies in the office, Carolina, Emily, Sarah, and Lee, who are always there for our customers to provide support if there's any issues. All of the works is guaranteed for a year and also backed up by a lot of our manufacturer's guarantees, which on our shower trays and screens from AKW come with a lifetime warranty. And if a customer ever has an issue, even outside of our warranty periods, we are always there to support them. There's no need for the customer to be concerned outside of warranty, because we're a company that, we're always there for our customers regardless. And it's just a case of,
You always stand by the work you do.
yeah, we do. And we're very fortunate to have some very good installation teams that do a good job.
What areas in the UK do you cover, Darren?
So we cover the Midlands and go up as far as Nottingham and all of the south as far down as Somerset. So quite a large area. We're not at this stage a national company, but we've got to keep it within a level where we feel that we can provide the care and support that we want to offer our customers. So at the minute, it is just within those areas.
A potential client who was thinking of getting the bathroom refitted, wanted to get hold of you, how would they do that?
So they can contact us via a contact form on our website, where they can just complete the contact form by inputting their name, address, and contact details. They can also call our office line number, which is 01491 411041, or just drop us an email to one of the team to info@absolutemobility.co.uk.
And that's absolutemobility.co.uk.
That's correct, yes.
Brilliant. Well, I really appreciate your time, Darren. It's very interesting finding out about the service you offer and the difference it makes to people's lives, and really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Yes, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, Luca. Thank you for inviting me today.
Speak soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.